It's been a busy week. Can you kind of give us sort of your synopsis and take on what the Secretary of State had to say about the issues concerning the charter?
Yes. Basically, we had a meeting with the Secretary of State. He basically said, look, my preference is for y'all to go back and send this to a vote of the voters. However, he says this is y'all, for lack of a better word, mess up. It's y'all jobs to fix it. My office will not get involved on how you fix it, but you need to fix it. And when you fix it correct, I will, and I say the word certify, he will certify the data, the precincts, et cetera, in the deed. He will not say on how we did it or not. So he will not get involved, I would say, in the local governance of our parish. But his first reaction was, right out the gate, was he would rather see this be a clean fix with the vote of the voters.
So since then, kind of what has transpired? What's kind of going on now behind the scenes?
We're still waiting, the council, that is, on a legal opinion from our legal team, and that will give us our next direction. Whether if he says that you can do it by an ordinance, like several councilmen have suggested. However, in the press release that was released by several council members, basically right after the meeting, saying that he stated that that's what his opinion was, that was very much not true. That was false. He is still waiting. The council is still waiting on getting his final report. No one has gotten it yet. Also discussed at the meeting was you can, the council can request an attorney general's opinion. The mayor's office can get attorney general's opinion. On the council level, you'd have to put it up as a resolution and get the votes for it. On the mayor's side, he could just do it himself.
Now, do you think that's either of those, the resolution, do you think that have a tough time passing if it was proposed?
I would not think it's a tough time passing. I would not see why anyone on the council wouldn't want another set of eyes on this situation. And now, look, it's just an attorney general's opinion. It's just an opinion. It's not something you have to follow. But the question was posed to me, well, why would you ask for that? And my response would be, why wouldn't you? Something this serious, that whether with the changing of the government, doing an amendment to the charter by ordinance without bringing it back to a vote. I mean, people ask attorney general's opinions all the time. Some people were acting like, oh, well, this is unheard of, and I don't think so. So I would not think it'd be have trouble passing it. Why wouldn't you want another set of eyes on it?
And would you suggest that Mayor President Robideau would call for something like that? And if he calls for it, does it then have to be rendered?
I think it's the council should call for it and not the mayor. The three authors of the council, which is Councilman Boudreaux, Councilman Comp, and Councilman Castile, it was a council initiative, so I would say it should come from the council.
Now, okay, so let's say it does come, then does it still kind of leave everything in limbo? Let's say the Attorney General then weighs in and says one thing or the other, and in the meantime, we're still waiting on the Lafayette attorneys, right?
Well, I really think our Paul Escott, our legal attorney, is going to give us something real quick. I do not have that's just my gut feeling in conversations with him. I don't see that lingering much longer. I do not have a date. His office would have to advise of that. But I mean, something this serious, why would you not? I mean, I just can't find a reason why wouldn't you? And then, we'll see what the Attorney General says, if that's the track that the council wants to go on. But it would have to be voted on via resolution. And if you get enough votes, then the legal department would direct the Attorney General to look into the matter. If you don't get enough votes, it dies, and then maybe that's up to Mayor Robideau if he wants to ask for one. But the process in place is that the council has to have enough votes in order to request an Attorney General's opinion. You can't individually do it. So that's part of the process that we could look at.
Jake emailed into the show. He says he lives downtown, and he says just let him file a lawsuit. Then you file a lawsuit, and then however that thing ends up, well, then that will have at least a definitive yes or no. Do you think we need something like that? Maybe not a lawsuit, but a definitive yes or no.
I will not personally recommend anyone suing that's going to cost the taxpayers money in court.
It will. That was my first thought, too, I'll be honest.
That's up to Jake and whoever that is out there to do that. Well, yeah, I mean, let's just play what if that would happen. Well, then, of course, I would, a judge would, I guess, do an injunction, or a judge would rule on it, and it would be final. That's one way of doing it. I would not, like I said, I'm not asking for anyone to sue the government and cost the taxpayers money. I think, that's always out there. And that's an avenue that was discussed actually in the meeting with the Secretary of State. Anybody can sue anybody for anything.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know how to paraphrase this, but just to be blunt, I think it's going to happen anyway. And I think that's what's going to end up being the telltale sign is once someone does sue, it's going to go to a judge, and then we'll find out what the final ruling is, and whatever the legal process that's above my pay grade, how it goes out after that.
Okay. Well, we will certainly keep up with all of this entire process, Mr. Bellard, and thank you for your time this morning. We appreciate you weighing in.
No problem, and I hope everybody dodges all these rains when the sun comes out.
Yes. Thanks so much, Mr. Bellard.
Have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
All right, it is 8:25. I hear what he's saying, and especially the cost. The cost is such a big deal.
Another aspect, yeah.
Let's go to the phone lines at 232-1542. Good morning. You're on with Rob and Bernie. Go ahead with your comments.
Just a quick, and it's a question as well, but And I know it's been a long time, and it would take a lot of catching up. I'll preface everything with that. But
such is life, by the way.
I'm sorry?
I said such is life. There's so much backstory.
Yeah. The parish and city governments prior to consolidation, I don't remember any of all of the hubbub that's going on with all this. How about a vote to just dissolve the existing charter? Go back to the way we were. And yes, it would take a lot of catching up because a lot of things have changed, but it could be done.
It's an interesting thought. Appreciate it. I think that a lot of it, to me, from my point of view, we have a lot more services in place that we didn't have, which I know is part of why we consolidated to start with.
And the prior system was 5 city council members with a mayor, and then we had the 9, if I remember correctly, the 9 parish council members.
Well, that kind of lends itself to what Carol's been talking about on the Ross Report, which is the difference in you have 5 city and 5 parish under this new plan. That the parish council members would actually be representing twice the number of people.
Yeah, really, because
if you have it,
everybody's in the parish, so that's interesting too.
232-1542. Good morning. You're on with Rob and Bernie. Go ahead.
I want to dissolve the consolidated charter too, and go back to having a city and a parish. I like that man's idea. That's exactly what we need to do. I'm sure we need more districts in the city than 5, but that's an easy fix. Yeah. But I think I like that idea the best because we have, as city residents, we've been taken advantage of. And we need to just get our city back and have a mayor who's concerned only about us. And council people who are only concerned about the city. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for the call. Thoughts. Great insight as well. All right. It's 8:28 now. We've reached the bottom of the hour. Bernie has news, weather, and traffic coming up. We'll get up to 74 degrees today. Daniel's forecast is just ahead.